Hello and welcome to my channel. Here I watch a bunch of movies and then I review them for you. Today I watched the film Memory, which was recently released on Amazon Prime. It's a drama about a social worker named Sylvia. She leads a structured life that is thrown into chaos when she is followed home from her high school reunion by a man named Saul. The film was written and directed by Mikel Franco and stars Jessica Chastain as Sylvia, Brooke Timber as her daughter Anna, and Peter Sarsgaard as Saul, the man who follows her home. The story is essentially a relationship drama mixed with a bit of taboo romance. In the beginning, Saul and Sylvia meet abnormally and go through a bit of a rough patch before spending time together. As they do, the two of them bond and a new relationship blossoms. In the background, Sylvia's daughter Anna spends time with her aunt Olivia and her family. She meets her grandmother and learns a bit about her mother's past. The cast is made up of Sylvia's family, her daughter Anna, her sister Olivia, and her mother. There is also Saul and his family, his brother Isaac, and his niece. There are also a few extras along the way too. The story takes place in a big city in one of the rundown sections. We follow Sylvia and Saul as they spend time together at their apartments, walk through the park, and visit a few restaurants. There's a lot of dramatic conversations and montages of the couple spending time together. There are also a few dramatic moments. The camera tends to zoom in and get close during these scenes and captures the emotions on display. For music, there is no soundtrack. 3 songs play during the film, but they play as a form of ambient noise on the radio. Throughout the rest of the film, there is nothing but ambient noise. The sound of cars driving by and sirens going off in the distance. Okay, so I'm just gonna say it. This movie is a proper mess. The writing doesn't make any sense. The film starts with Sylvia being followed home by a strange man and then confronting him with a rape accusation the next day. Then her sister tells her that she is mistaken and she just pretends it never happened. Then we find out Saul has dementia, but throughout the movie he looks like a normal man aside from a few strange actions that are never explained or explored. He doesn't appear to have any memory issues aside from remembering why he does things. Basically everything that happens in this film feels like a soap opera plot that gets announced and then forgotten about immediately. Even the climax introduces something that wasn't part of the story and then focuses solely on it, only to not resolve it and never bring it up again. On top of the story not making any sense, nothing exciting happens and they don't resolve any of the issues they bring up in the film. We never see a proper conclusion to Sylvia and her mother's fight. We never learn why Saul followed Sylvia home, or why Sylvia mistook him for her rapist. They also never address the fact that she's dating a dementia patient, despite it being a pretty clear moral line. Most of the cast does a decent job of their roles, and Jessica Chastain and Peter Sarsgaard do a good job. Jessica Chastain got to do one emotional outburst and a bit of subtle emotional work. And Sarsgaard got to act confused sometimes and get emotional once. Both of them did their parts well. That said, there is basically nothing to make these characters memorable, as we barely get to know them. The visual journey is stable and easy to follow along with. It's also not impressive in any way, shape, or form. The sets and locations look incredibly mundane. The costumes are everyday wear, and even the emotional confrontations aren't a big spectacle. There's just nothing interesting to look at in the film. The same can be said of the soundtrack. There are 3 songs and a lot of ambient noises, and the film feels completely and utterly empty because of it. The ambient noise fades into the background quickly, and without a soundtrack, there is no emotion outside of what the characters give you, which is almost nothing. Overall, Memory feels like it was written by an AI. They bring up a lot of deep emotional issues and topics, but don't do anything with them. Instead, they ham-fist in a questionable romance between 2 people without much in common. The visual journey is boring and mundane, and the soundtrack doesn't exist. As for a rating, I'd rather just tell you not to waste your time with this. I don't think this film is worth anyone's time, not even my worst enemies. Remember, these are just my thoughts on the film. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Bye-bye.